Well, now, what an interesting matchup we had here. We are at the semifinal main event. The semifinal main event. It's a three-way match. We're talking about Sunny Voyage from September 30th, 2024. Pro Wrestling Noah from the Wrestling Snob himself, Adam Lavelle, WrestlingDoneRight.com. We're talking about the former good-looking guys since they lost their leader to Bullet Club War Dogs over there in New Japan. Jack Morris versus Anthony Greene versus L.J. Cleary in a three-way match. Now, look, I'm not going to try to cover this move for move, hold for hold, how it went down. I don't do that often. I'm definitely not doing it with this, but it was good. And I'm not a three-way guy. I'm a believer that three-way, four-way matches should always be elimination rules. Always. Every time. Just makes more psychological sense. Just does. But this worked. Most of the time, all three of these guys were in the ring wrestling. All three. That is very difficult to do. And when you see wrestlers good enough to pull that off, that is impressive. You just don't. Most of these matches is one guy laying around selling while the other two wrestle. And that happened here or there. But when it happened, it made sense. The person who was laying around had a big move delivered to them. It wasn't just a drop kick or an arm drag or a little clothesline. It was a significant, typically double team move that had him selling. But even then, it didn't happen a lot. Again, most of the time, all three of these guys were in there working against each other. It took a little while to start because I don't want to say they were clowning, but they were sort of acting like buddies and wanting to hug and high five and give the little arm bumps, the signaling one last time for the GLG. And it worked because of the story being told here, so I'm not really putting it down. But when it started, these guys worked really hard to make three guys against each other at the same time look legitimate as could be. And I got to give it to them. They did. I enjoyed this overall. Sometimes two would team up against the other, then those two would team up against the other. They made that work well, too. They broke up pins perfectly. Everything worked great. And let me tell you what, I even loved the ending of this. Some of you are probably going to roll your eyes at that because I think, the crowd booed like crazy. Seemed to be a lot of Gaijins, Americans or something, English-speaking people in this crowd. Did you notice that? Seemed to be. I heard them yelling out numerous times. But why did I love it? Because unlike foolish, idiotic American companies, and somebody interferes in a three-way match, and Noah, it's a toss-out. It is a no contest. It is a ring the bell, the match is over. I thought for a moment, oh God, the guy with a skull mask, some kind of mask, came in the ring and started interfering, beating most of the guys up, beating Anthony Greene and L.J. Cleary up. Looked like he was going to go for Jack Morris, but then they embraced, shook hands. Jack Morris, big smiles. Who is this guy that came in here, ruined this match, and stood tall with Jack Morris? I don't know. There's some speculation out there. Haisami talks about it. She's trying to rule some people out. Check out her page. Check out her Twitter. Noah's Archive. She's great. Keep looking and see what she thinks. I have no idea. I don't really care. I think it's a good angle. The mask is stupid, but this is just a temporary mask. I'm sure he's going to remove it, not wrestle in it or anything. But I like this. I was so happy that this wasn't, let's keep the match going and Jack Morris is going to win because he had someone interfere. Thank God it was a toss-out. I like this. Solid match. Led to a story. I hate using the word story. Stories are what my grandmother watched when I was a little boy. Led to an angle that looks like it's going to be hot. Who is Jack Morris working with against his former teammates? That's the question. This match led perfectly to it. It makes it intriguing, interesting, and cool. Good job, Noah. I enjoyed this.